Well, good afternoon, everybody. Um, it is a whole lot later than I had anticipated this being, but 2:30 in the afternoon is better than not at all. Amazing that I left here, I think before 8 o'clock this morning, and took me 6 hours to get back home. The joys of self-employment. Okay, I am going to bounce here, you guys, and I'm going to go on to um, my Facebook page so that I can see comments better because we're streaming through StreamYard today. So if you want me to know who you are, give StreamYard permission. And all that does is just let them show your name in the comments, okay? Um, so I wanted to, okay, I don't have my phone on the tripod yet because I wanted to talk to you guys a few minutes before I set up the tripod. It's set up, I just need to put it on. Okay, so bear with me because it's so much easier when I can flip the phone, but I can't flip this phone, okay, on this technique. Okay, so here's my wall. This is the corner that I'm going to start on. And you guys notice I got a light switch right here. So I'm taking that into consideration and figuring out what's the best way to attack this. So I was playing around and, okay, yeah. This is hard going backwards like this, okay? So see the width here of getting this to roll right next to it? I'm about 2 inches short. So I'm actually thinking, okay, let me get my finger out from in front of the camera, okay? I'm actually thinking I might start here, okay? Or if I start out here, I'm only going to do a partial roll and just start the pattern out further away so that I can have a full roll here. Because what's going to happen, if I start here like I normally would, I'm going to get to this spot right here, and all that electrical is going to really prevent me from rolling, okay? I can only bend that stuff so much to try to get it out of my way. So I figure if I'm here, I'm going to have a little problem with this part here, but I think I can make it work on that side better than this side. So these are the things you got to kind of like work out. And, you know, if it doesn't end up as perfect as I think it might, you know, we're still going to be okay. So the plan here is to do the whole wall with the crocodile. And I'm using texture medium. And the final is going to be this. Okay, so you see how my board is framed out? Well, the wall is going to be framed as well with black trim. So I'm going to make panels. I don't know exactly how large those panels are yet, but we're going to have panels. So it will not be just a crocodile wall. So I'm just going to let you guys kind of see what I've got going here. I do have, let's see if you can see down here. I've got 3 rollers. I got my bucket down here. Okay, let's see if I can show you this. Okay, my bucket of water for cleaning. And I've got extra rollers ready to go. I'm using a little spray mist bottle to mist the roller first to try to keep it a little wet so maybe it doesn't build up as much buildup on the roller itself. I'm using my Artsyville Embellishments Texture Medium. The wall has been primed twice this morning. That was fast, okay? I'm trying to think what else that I wanted to kind of just like talk to you guys for a minute before I set the camera up. Now, I'm setting the camera up way over here, but I can bring it closer to start and see if we can just get some more close-up. And let's just see. Hey, I'm just kind of checking out. Okay, I keep putting my finger in front of that camera. Okay, I want to check out some comments so far. And I'm going to go back over to StreamYard. Let's see. Okay, so say hi. Let me know y'all are here, and ask any questions you want. It's going to be a little bit crazy for me going up the ladder and then trying to come back here and as well. Oops, I think I just unplugged. Nope, I didn't unplug it. Oh, good. It's a crazy room up here. Okay, so I'm going to bring the tripod a little closer to start with. And let's see if I can get you guys into right up where I'm working. And we're going to set you guys up over here, okay? And let's see if we can get, okay, because we're going to be starting up there. That's just the crazy thing. The closer I get, the harder it's going to be able to see everything I'm doing, okay? So we're going to be kind of having to reposition things, and that's going to be crazy when we get all dirty, okay? But I've already have, let's get my gloves out. Okay, we've got gloves in the pockets. And I'm pretty much going to just leave this video going the whole time. If y'all want to join me for a while now and come back and see me later, that's perfectly fine. It might actually get kind of quiet as I'm working, just because I kind of get into my work. And I was thinking about doing some music, but then Facebook is going to frown on that if I play any kind of music on here. So that's what I normally do. I normally turn on my country music and I kind of just jam as I work, which is just the way I do things. Okay, I want to let you guys see I'm using a hawk. And the hawk is just a flat surface, has a handle underneath, so you can scoop out a ton of product on there. And I'm going to see if I can keep my back end out of this video so that you guys can see what I'm doing, okay? So I'm using my Japanese trowel. I think I grabbed, it's either a 225 or a 240, so it's one of the bigger trowels. And hey guys, right now, I can't see any comments, okay? So I have no comments on my phone while I'm doing this. We're going to try to keep this as thin as I can. I know it's going to be a little challenging to see this at first because it is basically white on white, okay? But we're trying to keep this down to where it is maybe about a 1/16 to an eighth of an inch thick. I'm just trying to make sure I have 100% coverage. And as I've indicated, there's nothing perfect about this wall to begin with, okay? It's not a level 5 finish by any means. And we're just going to try to get this over here far enough that I could possibly get at least 3 rolls before I have to start again, okay? And that's why I went ahead and tried to make sure that I was primed really good so we would have great open time and be able to go from ceiling to floor with troweling and come back and roll, okay? So we're going to start getting to where I'm lower than the video, you guys. And unfortunately, we do not have a cameraman here. So you're going to have to bear with me and just realize that's why I was going to set this up further away. Because right now, we don't really have time to reposition the camera. And I promise you, when I can take a quick little break, I will come and look and answer your questions. I wish I could have a video like in front of me so I could see exactly maybe what you guys are saying or asking, but you're just going to have to bear with me, okay? So I'm just going to jam out as quickly as I can. I'm just finishing out this wall down to the floor. Again, I'm trying to keep this somewhere between an 1/8 of an inch to a 1/16 of an inch thick. I know that The wall's not perfect. It's actually kind of curved and bowed at this end, so that's going to be interesting as well. But the framing, I think, is going to help. Okay, I'll be back up in a second here. Just getting this lower section done. And I might reposition the camera before I roll, or maybe after this first section I will. Okay. Okay, so, hey, I'm back, okay? You can see that it's wet. Let me put my hog back over. My roller, okay? Just doing a real fine, this is a fine mist spray bottle to begin with, so there's very little water that I'm actually using, okay? And what does this say? Oh, okay, there's a little button over that says everybody can see and hear me, okay, but I can't see your comments. Okay, move back over. And like I said, I think I'm gonna let my first roll, just cleaning up that edge, okay? Always repurpose that stuff somewhere else. Okay, I'm gonna have to get a little bit further over so that I have a little bit straighter onset, okay? And I'm sorry if I'm kind of in your way, but what I'm gonna do is eyeball where my roller is starting, okay? And try to keep that straight. And anywhere you have highs and lows, okay? And so I'm having to stop and get down. So all's not lost, okay? It's a crocodile. It's not gonna matter too much if it's not perfect, okay? I'm just gonna take this down for my first pass, okay? Just so you see, it didn't get too heavily filled, okay? But now I've got that mark, okay? I'm bringing my ladder back over. And we're gonna try to stay as straight as possible now, okay? I'm gonna overlap a little bit. And no, the roller does not get all the way to the top. But like I said, I am framing this. Okay, so either I've got a really low spot or I've got almost no product there. So look what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe that out because it looks like I just almost missed that completely. Okay, just as simple as that. And now I'm just gonna review that pass. Much better. Oh, the other thing too, I really decided that I've got to do is I'm holding that so that I don't lose my pattern. Changing out the switches and the plates, we've got to go black. Whew, okay, we made it. And I think we're pretty straight. We're not perfect, but we're pretty good. Again, the roller's not getting too filled, okay? There's some spots that are a little bit fuller than others, but I have 3 rollers here to work with. And I eventually might have to clean, okay? So we're gonna keep going. Okay. Wow, this is going to turn out so cool. Okay, so I'm going to flip. Actually, I can't flip that, but I'm going to try really hard to get a partial roll over here. Yep, should have brought my partial rollers home. I have some that are smaller, and I didn't even think to grab those. So I already have some of these rollers cut up, and I didn't even think to grab those on my way out the door. Okay, I'm faking it as I get low. Okay, so you guys, I'm going to move the camera back to where I thought was a better spot. So okay, I know this is further away, but I think seeing the process of me going instead of seeing it all the way up close is going to be better for you, okay? I don't have enough product here to continue to do a third full roll, so I'm going to go back up the ladder and trowel out another pass, okay? And if it feels like any part of it is getting dry, I can just add more product in that spot. You don't have to go so fast that you have to be like in a panic by any means, but you don't want to do what I would call lollygag, okay? Because this is a texture here, and we want it to be wet when we go through it. Okay, we need more texture. So I'm just using my trowel, scooping straight out of the bucket, keeping my bucket closed. And you're constantly going to be moving your ladder in and out, okay? Now, with a feature wall, as I'm doing, I could definitely get away with being a little thicker on this project because it's not like I'm going to do anything over the top of it. If some of you have been following me, you know that I'm also working on our sign for the building. And on there, I came back and sanded it a little smoother because I'm going to be doing our logo over the top. Here, it's not going to matter. It's just going to probably get a little bit more interest. So I think I'm going to keep a little bit heavier hand as I go. I'm going to stay at that 1/8 of an inch instead of going down to a 1/16. Now, the only bad thing is that will start to clog my rollers up faster. Okay. Next pass. So again, I'm going to go ahead, just do my fine mist. See if I can use this for a couple more passes. I know I'm trying to stay out of your way, but for me to stay as straight as possible, I almost have to be directly in front of the roller. And I'm just trying to hold my position as I come down, which is really not that big of a deal. Okay, I'm just trying to critique to make sure I'm staying as straight as I can. I think I'm doing pretty good. So I'm just kind of making sure, like I said, I'm holding that roller in position as I make my way down. Once you're on the floor and you can just go, you can pretty much just jam. It's a little bit more stop and start as you're coming down your ladder, okay? And I do like this a little bit thicker, so this is going to be interesting with all the highs and lows. It's going to be fun. Okay, we're going to put another pass in here. Ooh, that's pretty close, okay? So right now, before I roll out this section here, I'm a little wider down lower, but I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that I've got more texture up here so that I don't run out of room to cut back in, okay? Because you don't want to roll all the way to the edge and feel like you're troweling right up to your work and that you have to trowel over something you did. I want you guys to know, I'm so excited to be doing this. I was so thrilled that Danny went for this. And, you know, this is our house. So I wanted to make sure that he was on board with this whole process. I really don't have any texture there. Okay, we're just going to be a little heavier in that section. Before I went for this. Okay, we've definitely got a low section right here. So what I'm going to do is trowel that out and try to build up a little bit more texture in that area. If it's not picking up the pattern, it's because the wall has a low section, okay? So we're hoping that one of my panels is going to go right there, okay? But I want you guys to see that don't freak out. If you've got to stop, fix something, and then keep going, it's not going to be a disaster, okay? I have some areas here that are kind of missed, so I'm just going to roll through those, just give it a little bit of pattern. Up there as well, okay? If some areas are smooth, that's fine. Okay, I've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My roller's getting pretty clogged, okay? And it's not so much the middle part of the roller, it's the ends, okay? So I'm gonna throw this one in the bucket, let it soak for a little while, and grab a clean one. And I'm gonna reload so that I've got more product ready to go here. Everybody was asking how much this was gonna take. And I figured it was probably a gallon or two, but I figured it was better just to come with a full 5-gallon pail, okay? Let's see if I can see anything. Judy, this is our own texture medium. It is called texture medium. It's under my brand, Artsyville Embellishments. Okay, not a lot of questions over here. Deborah, it's going to be painted black, okay? And this wall is going completely black. Again, this is my sample board. So this is what it's going to look like in the end, and it's going to be framed out exactly like the board is even showing it. And the only thing I haven't decided yet is if I'm going to go a little bit more shinier or matte with my trim. Okay, so I'm going to do black, but I might have a little contrast with the sheen. Okay, we got to get back to work over here. Time to trowel. Like I said, you don't have to feel like you got to panic, but you can't act like you got all day when you got mud on the wall, okay? So for those that are wanting to know, this is our brand. We have our own products under the label of Artsyville Embellishments. You will find a whole tab for them on our website. This has a really fancy name called Texture Medium. So that's all I'm using. Okay, I'm just kind of rejuvenating the area that's been here for a few minutes, okay? I'm working at doing this at somewhere between around 1/8 of an inch thick, okay? So I got plenty of material to roll through. And I am doing this, trying to create full passes. I think it's just easier if you can. Now we have done other walls where we couldn't. The wall was, I think, 12 or 14 feet. So we had to do it in sections like this, roll and then come down and do more. We were kind of burying the pattern, so it never did matter, which was nice. So you kind of have to make sure your wall surface area is conducive to whatever design you pick. And I am kind of butting up to where I stopped, just making sure there's enough product there, making sure it's fresh, trying to get enough material that I can make 3 passes with the roller. So that's at least 21 inches wide, okay, because the roller is 7 inches. So you want to make sure you've got about 2 feet. If you feel like you can go more than that, if you have a shorter wall or a smaller surface, you could probably go wider. I know that in like a small bathroom, if you just have like a 4-foot wall, I'd probably do the whole 4 feet. Okay, let's, let my trowel go perpendicular. Boy, it sucked. Right to the wall, okay? Okay, let's see what we get out of this. And now, there's absolutely nothing perfect about this. It is just a fun thing to do, and there's nothing perfect about crocodile. So a crocodile wall is not going to be perfect. How did I miss that? That's the whole thing about white on white. And sometimes I don't know if I've missed or there's just a lower spot of the wall. Actually, I'm going to pull this whole thing out. I want to get closer. I feel I need to overlap a little bit. I'm getting off. So the area that I cannot get to at the top, like I said, I'm not worried because, you know, we're framing it. So nobody will ever know that my roller didn't get all the way to the top. Okay, make sure when you're getting on and off that ladder that you're doing it slow and holding on, okay? Okay, if you end up with a little bit of a gap, I'm just going to use the end of my roller just to kind of make that messy, because it's just where the smaller print is anyway, so it is just a little bit more of a messy look. And I think that's better. Okay. Another pass, guys, another pass. Now, if you're worried about staying straight, because I know that's a lot of people's concern, you could grab a laser level and shoot it at the wall so that you know you're staying straight. Gosh, did I just not get much there? So if I miss something or I feel like it's just really low, you've seen that I'm just wiping it out and connecting again. There, that's better. I love the sound that it makes as you go down and that texture. Okay, I'm gonna, because I feel like I've gotten a little off down here, so I'm just gonna make it messy down that center line as it connects, okay? And I think I can get one more pass and then we'll trowel again. So you see how I'm holding on to my, oh, there is just a low spot there. Okay, let's add some more product. But you can overlap a little bit more so you do not have to worry about an underlap, okay? But please make sure as you're moving off that ladder, really get your balance so that you do not fall. Because I'm really not taking my eyes off the wall when I'm doing that. We'll have to get a level out and see how straight or off I am in the end, okay? So I'm going to start troweling again. I'm going to say we're halfway there. Not too bad. We're 34 minutes, and I'm definitely going slower and talking to you guys. So this is about maybe a full hour to get the whole thing done. So not only do we have the crocodile pattern, but we've got a collection of rollers that I think we probably have at least 40 to 45 different patterns to choose from. So if you're not a crocodile fan, which I'm sorry if you're not, okay, it is one of my favorites. There are many to choose from. And you will find everything I'm using. The trowel, the texture medium, the roller. I don't carry the hawk, but you can find that at Home Depot or Lowe's. But pretty much everything I'm using here today, you can find on our website. And I want you guys to see, I'm just getting this on the wall. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm not looking for it to be perfect. I don't care if there's highs and lows. It does not all need to be the same thickness. Okay, I'm gonna have to get that ladder a little bit further out of my way. My workbench is in my way. So I was really lucky. One of our sons came by today to help me with something. And he followed me home to bring my 5-gallon bucket upstairs for me. I was very, very thankful I did not have to carry that up the flight of stairs. That is not one of my favorite things to do. Okay, I think we're a little thin there. Let's just pull out a little further. So pretty much everything on my hawk, I'm just going to put on the wall. And almost any imperfection that I leave on the surface is going to get covered up with the roller. So you do not have to worry. Okay, I'm going to mist again. And we're going to try to get about 4 more passes before this girl has to wash. Making some headway on this quickly. So there's definitely areas that I'm thicker, okay? Really thick right there. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're just gonna live with it. Okay, that's super thick. I'm gonna be sanding a lot there. But that's gonna just add interest to the depth of this whole project. But there's no way, maybe somebody can, but I don't know, I definitely can't. Keep this even texture, thickness across the wall. And I feel like I'm doing pretty good at staying straight. Oops. So for those of you that really want to make sure, invest in the laser level. I think it'll just give you that assurance and that guidance that you feel like you're going straight and you don't have to worry about it. Or I'm just hoping I'm straight. Okay, I don't have enough to go for another pass. So we're gonna, darn, that table really is in my way. We're gonna get back up on the ladder and get another pass. I'm gonna get a quick drink. We're trying to stay quite hydrated here today. So yeah, Faye, it's not a slow process. And part of it is to do with the fact that you got product that's wet and you got to get through it. Debbie says she's just tired watching me. That's funny. Sue, yeah, it has that snapping sound as it rolls through that texture. It's pretty cool. Deborah's asking, how long does it have to dry before I paint? I'm not sure how much energy I'm going to have left after this, but it'll take probably a good 4 hours to dry. I might turn the fan on in this room and see if we can speed it up a little bit. I'm not going to force dry it, but at least moving air will definitely speed up the process. And yes, I'll be able to sand tomorrow, Mary Jo. And that's another thing I really want to tell you guys about. As soon as I'm done troweling, I want to show you guys my zip wall. If you're not familiar with one of these, to me, it is a way to try to keep as much construction dust and dirt into one room. So it's actually called a zip wall, I believe. And it has poles that hook up to some plastic and that you can plastic off your entrance and then actually put a zipper in the plastic so you can come in and out. And that is how we've tried, keyword tried, to keep some of the dust out of the rest of the house. Now, guarantee you it's not keeping all of it out, but it could be way worse. But this is going to be a sanding project. I'm going to test if I can wet sand it so it's not going to be as messy. So I'm going to definitely try to wet sand tomorrow, or possibly tonight. We'll see. I got so much drywall still to trowel that I might go ahead and see how much more of my troweling I can get done. This entire ceiling needs to be done. The other side of this wall needs to be done in both closet areas. Okay, I'm trying to make sure I'm not too thick up here. I got really thick in that one spot. And yeah, it is a little workout, you guys. So don't let your first wall be a 20-foot wall, okay? Whew. That might do you in. And it is one of those things where, I mean, if you really, really thought you could only handle half of the wall, then literally put up a piece of tape line. And I would make sure that I was trying to figure out where I would be stopping so I'd have like a full repeat stop. Put a tape line there so that I didn't have to go any further. And then you'll have to either tape over the dry section when you get ready to start again, or just be really good at troweling right up to that line. And you could start the next pass. So you could panel it. If you didn't think you could handle the whole wall, you could actually panel this into sections and only do a section at a time. And I think that might be where some people would feel more comfortable and don't feel like you got to do the whole thing. Because yeah, I'm working. There's no doubt about it. I'm working. I used to be in better shape with all of this than I am anymore, but not too bad for an old lady. But yeah, if you felt like you couldn't tackle this big of a surface, take it off. Do a section at a time. That way it's not overwhelming. It doesn't feel like it's too big and scary. And you can just do one panel a day if that's all you can do. No rush. It's your house. However long it takes. Okay, we thought we had a 6 months project when we first started this. I'm starting to think it's a 1 year to 2 year project now. But, and it's just because I'm still running a business and working full time, okay? I'm gonna go for this one again. I'm not changing out yet. I'm gonna wet this up a little bit. And remember, I'm using a fine mist bottle, okay? So that's not a lot of water I'm putting on that roller. But yeah, trying to do a full house remodel and own your own business. I'm not sure exactly what I was thinking, but I know we'll get through it eventually. We're not going to get through it as fast as I had originally hoped, but there is no deadline that has to be met. It is just whenever we get this room done, we get to move in here, and then we go on to the next project, and the next project, and the next project, okay? So it's a whole house. Every room, every ceiling, every wall, baseboards, floors, every part of this house is getting redone. Also, make sure you've got more room, that your ladder's not crowding you as bad as mine is, okay? So as soon as I get my walls done in here, I want to bring the headboard in here, headboard and footboard and the rails, because that is going to be another one of my projects. Yes, yes, I have way too many projects. Okay, too thin. I feel like I'm just way thinner up in certain spots, okay? But I also want you guys to see how easy that is to trowel out a small part and get right back in it. Okay, I can't do another pass yet. This roller's going in the bucket. I got one clean one left for the final part. And it'll be interesting to see how screwed up these light switches get me. I shouldn't worry too much about them. Like I said, we're gonna pull those out, put black ones in, so that way they'll just disappear in the wall. Yeah, it's kind of a good thing that certain things aren't done yet, because as I keep working and figuring things out and doing stuff, color changed. So no big deal, but it's nice that I think our electrician is coming tomorrow. I'm excited. Let's see how much those boys can get done and get finished for me. I'm ready. And also, by all means, I have way higher hopes of anything I can possibly accomplish this weekend, okay? I had, I think, 1,000 things on my list I wanted to do, and if I get 10 of them done, I'm going to be really happy. But progress is progress. I'm going to be thrilled with as much as I can get us accomplished this whole weekend, because we took off last weekend completely and went and spent it at the river instead of working on the house. Okay. The weather was supposed to be really nice over there, and it did not turn out to be as nice as we had hoped, but it was still warmer than here, so it was nice to have a little warm up. Okay, I am going to tell you guys that before I started, I took a Tylenol just in case, okay, because I knew that this was going to be a tiring project. I was going to be working hard. I'm doing the whole wall at once. I'm not taking a break. I didn't tape anything off, so we got to just make our way through it. So I took the Tylenol as a precautionary method, just in case I really needed it. Figured it couldn't hurt. And you guys, the texture medium is working beautifully. It is definitely staying open long enough. You do not have to worry when you're working on this product. And that is one of the things that I've always said, that it had really good working time, so that you can get your material onto your surface and be able to come back and roll through it without panicking. Like I said, you can't take a 30-minute break, not unless you are paneling things off. If you're paneling things off so you have smaller bites to finish, that is a different story, and is definitely an option for anybody that wants to do this but feel like this is too large of a project. Just turn it into smaller bites, okay? Third roller. Gonna wet it again. And this just is helping a little bit with product buildup. So 3 rollers is doing my 10-foot wall, but if I had a helper, my helper could have cleaned out the first roller as I went to the second roller. So you don't have to have as many. It still would not be a bad idea to have one to cut up if you felt you want it to be more perfect around the fixtures. Okay, some areas I am thicker, other areas I'm really thin. And what you guys, I'm just doing a little haphazard. Okay, I'm gonna pull this one off this handle just because I feel like it's not rolling that well. And let's put this down here. Like I've always said, you want to make sure your rollers are spinning really super well. And as they soak in a bucket, they start to, the product starts to come off a little bit easier. So I'm just going to see if that was a roller issue, a handle issue, and see if that spins better. Gosh, I still feel like that one's just not. Okay, that's a little bit better. Let's try it one more pass. If I don't like the way it's spinning, I'm going to stop and clean one out and start again. Start with another roller. Yeah, I just don't like the way that's not spinning as well. So I think I'm going to rinse out. I'm going to quickly rinse. I feel like I got some major low spot there too. Just basically using everything I got on my chalk. And I'm gonna go for, we're gonna go back to one of the first rollers, okay? I was gonna quickly try to rinse out some of the texture that was built up. I'm just using a nail brush, okay? Nothing fancy. And try to make sure shake out as much water as possible. That is one of the things that does happen as they soak in the buckets. I'm gonna get rid of some of that water, okay? And do this again. Third time's a charm. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know why that one roller didn't want to roll really well, but we're doing better now. Okay, we do have that odd shape again, okay, but that's okay. Yeah, that's way better. Yes, it's gonna be challenging around the light switch, but we'll make it work. Just gonna budget. Move on over. Keep going down. Okay, one more section of trowel, and this wall's going to be done. Done, 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 guys. And I'm going to say I'm probably, What a rough estimate, maybe 1.5 gallons on here. Well, I hope that watching this experience has inspired you to possibly go for your own project. You don't have to do something so large, but it's great on furniture and cabinetry and lots smaller projects that you can do. It does not have to be a huge wall, okay? And if you decide you want to do a wall, then turn it into smaller pieces that you can bite off easier. What I say, make things manageable for you. Whatever you can handle, whatever you can tackle. This is definitely something that would be nice to have somebody else in the room with you, okay? They can be moving things, they can be washing things. So a little helper would not be a bad thing. You can tackle a project with your spouse or your best friend and just have some fun. So all I'm going to do after this is going to dry, and it has to dry for a few hours. Some areas are thicker than others, so it's got to be completely dry before I come back on here and do any sanding. And I'm basically going to sand off the extreme highs and the rough areas because that I don't want. I'm not going to eliminate a lot of the texture. I just don't want it rough to the touch. And then once it's sanded, I'm painting it the black Bondago. And then we'll decide once I buy the trim, which is just going to be, I think we're going to do like 2-inch wide trim boards that I'm just going to paint black as well. And then determine if I'm going to leave them the same color as the Bondago or if I'm going to come back and top coat them a little darker. Oh, not too bad, not too shabby, guys. Okay, we'll leave that there and come in for my last rolls. Let's give her, I know we're still dripping like crazy, but I'm just going to mist the roller again. And we only got a little over 2 passes left. So when I get to the end, we're going to see how straight I really was. I definitely have a low here. So I just rolled back in some of that low area just to give it some more texture. And yeah, I'm not perfectly straight, but not too bad. We're not using a level. or anything else. And let's get our last pass. Yeah, I'm a little wider at the top than I am the bottom. But I got a feeling only you and I know that, okay? I don't think anybody else is going to notice. Woohoo! Baby, we're done. That's all she wrote. I'm going to stick this one in water. We're going to throw some of this texture medium back in the bucket because it hasn't sat out long. So I'll do my square footage and give you guys a good estimate, but I want to say I'm thinking, and I originally had said this, that I thought you were going to get approximately 50 square feet per gallon, and I think I'm pretty much on there, okay? With all cleaning up, clean up your hawk, take what's ever left on your trowel, throw it in the garbage. I'm just looking in here for a dirty rag. We wash everything in the buckets, clean everything off. Nothing goes down the drain. We try to make sure that we are doing everything right, okay? So be careful with that. You don't want to put the stuff down the drain. So if you do clean in buckets, like we do, okay, I'm going to unglove so I can get you guys up close and personal with this. Actually, you can see that pretty good from back here. Not too shabby. Okay, so I'm a full hour into this. And I'm going to walk you guys in and let you see, okay? So you can see how much texture we have here. Pretty darn cool, okay? And like I said, there's nothing even. There's some real low spots. We've like lost the pattern completely there, okay? And areas that are super, super thick. Look at that hanging down there, okay? And we're just going to work with it, okay? Like I said, those have to be perfect. And I'm hoping that this has really showed you guys that you don't have to be a professional trowel person. You do not have to be some amazing painter, that anybody can work with these and use them, and how much fun they are. So I'm so excited that this has finally gotten done, and we killed it on this. Under an hour. I want to say it's probably my total time because, like I said, I was taking not breaks when I was coming over and talking to you. And I'm now going to go check comments and let you guys see the rest of this crazy room, okay? So Yoganda says, first time I've seen you do a wall. I have watched at least 20 plus finished videos, so I'm loving it. I just remember the buffet and dresser a long time ago. That was super cool. Yeah, I don't always get a chance. Now, you guys, part of the reason why you haven't seen me do a lot of walls is Dan and I have rented for 12 years. Yeah, we haven't been able to do a house. And, you know, I always want to do my studio, but I never seem to find all the time for that. But we're going to try to do more and more projects for you guys. Thank you, Ganda. Yep, I feel like I did. I feel like I killed it, okay? Oh, Faye says she's got a wall picked out. That is so awesome. Desiree said, this is inspiring. As I watch you, I'm looking around my house to see what space I can try this. That is awesome. That's what it's all about, you guys. Just letting you know you can do it, okay? And don't get scared of that large wall. Section it into 3-foot panels, 4-foot panels, 5-foot panels. I mean, whatever works, okay? That was an 8-foot wall. So if I did 4 feet panels, you know, a 4 foot top and a 4 foot bottom panel, and being approximately 10 feet across, I could broke that into like uh, like 4 by 3s. Okay, a little over 4 by 3 panels, and um, no big deal. Okay, it would have been easier to manage. So it's definitely very doable. Okay, don't get scared of this. And oh, there's another project right there. You guys see that bathroom? I need to grout that too. Okay, let's see. Like I told you, my list is super, super long. Okay, if you can hang with me here for a second, I'm just going to try to read through a few of these. Michelle's wanting to know when we can see the finished project. Well, it just depends on how many hours are left in the day. That's going to dry. It's already 3:40. I might be able to get in here and sand tonight. And then that means once it's sanded, it just needs to be wiped down and painted. And other than going and buying all my trim work and putting that up, which I'm going to need help, okay? So I'm not sure I'm doing all that by myself, but I'm hoping by the end of the weekend that that actually could be done. Oh, Courtney was asking, what was I spraying on the roller? I was just spraying water, okay, just to give it a little bit of a release, so that I didn't have to worry about it building up so much. No, I'm going to try to sand tonight, possibly. We'll see. We'll see how tired I get. I didn't get much sleep last night. I think I just had too much stuff on my mind. Okay, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope I truly have inspired you guys to go tackle a project, small or big, okay? It can be done. And I'm here to help, here to answer your questions and give you some guidance. So we'll see you guys soon. Um, I don't know if we're going to see me anymore today. You've seen me 3 times, okay? I think I might be done for today. Not unless I just do a quick video on the sanding technique. And I'm going to figure that one out first because I want to try not to make a huge mess in here, okay? Because that's going to be a lot of dust. So I'll let you know how that goes. Okay, guys, I am out of here. You have a great afternoon.